Okay, so for the reading, I thought that the poetry handbook was a little hard to get through, mostly because there's like a lot of technical terms and but I did like that she gave like a lot of examples and kind of dissected them as well, and how she gave us like a lot of other authors to read as well, or other poets to read. Um, and I kind of like the how to read like a professor more. It's a little easier to get through. Um, but they both seem pretty similar. They both talked about how there are no original ideas in writing, and I thought that that was kind of interesting because they like when you think about how like there's no original ideas or everything's imitated, you kind of see it as a bad thing, but they talk about how it's a good thing. Um, so in chapter 5 in How to Read Like a Professor, what I thought was really interesting was when Foster says there's only one story and that it's always been going on and it's everywhere around us, and every story you've ever heard or watched is part of it. And then he goes on to list like examples like The Thousand and One Nights, Beloved, Jack and the Beanstalk, The Epic of Gilgamesh, The Story of O, and Simpsons. And I thought it was cool to mention like something from like ancient times to like Gilgamesh to like now in The Simpsons. Um, and then he goes on to talk about how with practice and with lots of reading, people start to recognize these similarities and patterns in other books that they read. Um, and then Oliver goes on to talk about how imitation is seen as something bad, even though it's kind of how we learn. So that led me to wondering, why do we praise what we believe to be originality, but shun imitation when it's helpful to the reader um, and writer, and really just any like how we learn? And how are we sure our thoughts are original when we're influenced by others?